Attention passionate Philadelphia, EAGLESFANS. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC East and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Philadelphia Eagles' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Philadelphia Eagles fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with YOUR, FRINDS and Philadelphia, EAGLESFANS. Let's get to the news now, folks. What we're about to discuss is shaking the NFC East to its core, and honestly, it might be one of the biggest shifts we've seen in recent NFL history. It's all about the Philadelphia Eagles, a team that's been on the rise and looking to cement their status as legit contenders once again. But as always, the NFL is a league of surprises, and this latest development could turn into a game changer not only for the Eagles, but for the entire division. Rumors are swirling that the Eagles are on the verge of pulling off a blockbuster trade that involves their star wide receiver, A.J. Brown. Yes, you heard that right. The Eagles, who have relied heavily on Brown's explosive ability, might be sending him to the Buffalo Bills, a team that's been knocking on the door of elite status, and now looks ready to push even harder with Brown on board. The potential trade, if it goes through, would send Brown, who's been a top-tier receiver since he was drafted out of Ole Miss in 2019, into a Bills offense that's already potent but could use that extra spark. Brown, a Pro Bowler in 2023-2024, and ranked among the top 20 in PFF receiving grades for 2025, has been nothing short of spectacular. In 2025, he's been dominating, with around 25 receptions, 340 yards, and 3 touchdowns, all impressive numbers that show just how much he's been relied upon to stretch defenses and make big plays. His yards per reception at 13.6 and his contested catch rate of 58% are among the best in the league. Plus, he's a deep threat, with a 50% rate of deep completions, and he makes a real impact in the red zone with a 30% touchdown rate there. Week 3 against the Saints was a perfect example of his game-breaking ability. 7 catches for 105 yards and a touchdown, plus a positive EPA per play that showed how vital he is to the offense. Brown's career totals are staggering. Nearly 6,0 yards receiving and 42 touchdowns, with a route win rate of about 65%, which puts him in the top tier of NFL receivers. Despite some injury setbacks, such as a knee issue in 2025 that cost him 1 game, he's remained consistent and impactful. His ability to win on deep routes, especially in contested situations, makes him a nightmare for defenses. Think of him as the kind of receiver that can change the entire complexion of a game, much like Davante Adams was for the Raiders in 2022. The numbers don't lie. With a deep target win rate of 68%, Brown is one of the best in the league at making those challenging catches and boosting an offense's efficiency. Now let's zoom out a little and look at what this means for the Eagles. Philadelphia, as we all know, is currently sitting at a solid 4-2 record. They're in a good spot in the NFC East, and they're still considered playoff contenders with odds at plus 1,500 to win the division. But one thing is clear, they're prioritizing their defensive line. After all, the NFL is a league where a dominant pass rush can change everything, and the Eagles have been focusing on that, especially with the recent retirement of some veteran defensive linemen. This move to potentially trade Brown isn't just about losing a star receiver. It's also about freeing up cap space and giving the team some flexibility to focus on their defense and develop rookies like Quinion Mitchell. Of course, this move comes with risks. One of the biggest concerns is that losing Brown could impact the Eagles' offensive efficiency by approximately 15% EPA per pass, similar to what the Jets experienced after trading away Davante Adams. That's a significant hit, and it could make the offense less explosive, especially in a division as volatile as the NFC East, where teams like the Cowboys, Commanders, and Giants are all capable of making big plays and turning games around. Still, the Eagles are betting on their depth and their ability to adapt, confident that their focus on the front 7 and the development of younger players will keep them competitive. Turning our attention to the Bills, this isn't just a simple trade for Buffalo. This is a strategic move that could propel them into serious Super Bowl contention. With Brown lining up alongside Stefon Diggs, who's already established as one of the league's premier receivers, the Bills could see their passing attack skyrocket. Expect a projection of around 200 yards and 10 touchdowns for Brown if he joins Buffalo, which would be a massive boost to their offense. Already, his yards per game would jump from 240 to around 280, and his EPA per pass attempt would climb 20%, making the Bills' aerial attack more dangerous than ever. And don't forget, Brown's chemistry with Josh Allen is something to watch. Their combined connection has been shown to produce serious yardage, with Brown gaining an extra 2 yards per route compared to previous seasons. His yards after catch efficiency is also expected to improve, with around 14 explosive plays per game, which is a game changer for a team that already averages high yardage per game passing. The Bills are a team that has been already considered playoff-worthy, but this move could elevate them into true Super Bowl contenders. Their offensive line has been solid, and with Brown's ability to win on contested routes and stretch defenses vertically, they could become one of the most feared passing teams in the league. The odds for the Super Bowl, as a result of this potential trade, have already started to shift dramatically, from plus 1,500 down to plus 700, reflecting the increased confidence in Buffalo's championship chances. The Bills are now among the favorites in the AFC, and this move really emphasizes their intent to push for a deep playoff run and possibly their first Super Bowl in decades. Brown's impact in the playoffs could be huge, especially considering his proficiency in deep routes and red zone efficiency, which are critical in postseason success. His ability to win against man coverage and produce a plus 25% boost in red zone efficiency will be invaluable when defenses tighten up in the playoffs. So, what does all this mean for the Eagles and the NFC East? Well, it's a clear signal that the Eagles are willing to make bold moves to stay competitive and maintain their championship window. While they're focusing on bolstering their defense and developing rookies, they're also not afraid to shake things up offensively if it means positioning themselves for a deep playoff run. The division remains volatile, with the Cowboys and Giants both capable of surprising anyone on any given Sunday. But Philadelphia, with its current roster and strategic moves, still has the talent and the grit to make another serious run. In the big picture, this potential trade to send A.J. Brown to Buffalo isn't just about losing a star. It's about retooling and recalibrating for maximum success. The Bills, with Brown, become even more formidable, and it's likely they'll be a team to watch in the postseason. For the Eagles, this is a moment of strategic adjustment, a balancing act between offense and defense, youth and experience. It's about making the right calls at the right time, and if they pull this off, it could be a move that defines their season and beyond. This is exactly the kind of drama and strategic maneuvering that makes the NFL so exciting. Every move, every trade, every injury or comeback can shift the entire landscape of the league. And for us, fans of the Eagles, it's a reminder that our team is always in the thick of the action, always pushing to get better, always chasing that next Super Bowl trophy. We've seen this franchise rise from humble beginnings to Super Bowl champions, and with moves like these, they're aiming to repeat that success, maybe even build a dynasty. So, Eagles fans, buckle up. The offseason is never boring, and this potential blockbuster trade could be just the beginning of a new chapter filled with drama, excitement, and a lot of football. Remember, the NFL is a league of surprises, and sometimes the boldest moves lead to the greatest successes. Keep your eyes on the Eagles, stay hopeful, and get ready for what promises to be an electrifying season ahead. The NFC East is about to get even more interesting, and we'll be right here, bringing you all the latest updates, analysis, and inside scoops. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YOUTUBE algorithm to keep recommending the latest Philadelphia Eagles news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. And now, Philadelphia Eagles fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Do you think trading Brown is the right move, or are you worried about the offensive drop? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Eagles. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Philadelphia Eagles news. This league never sleeps, and neither do we. Thanks for sticking with us, and as always, go Birds.